Let's see. We're live. I think we got the settings dialed in. Although I do usually like to just verify and make sure everything's looking good on YouTube's end. Let me see. I see that it's coming through there on YouTube. Give me just... Wow, that looks pretty dang... It was looking pretty grainy, and then it kind of cleared up. Let me see if I move around, if that motion blur gets bad. It's definitely not as clear as I would like it to be. Which is curious because this codec is supposed to be more efficient. Auto 1080. I can hear the audio coming through nice and clear. So maybe if I... Yeah, there's a lot of detail being lost on the video, which is really curious. So that's the whole point of streaming with AV1, is to be able to get better quality video at a lower bit rate. And we're not having any drop frames, but it just looks fuzzier than I would like. Is that... Give me just a moment. What if I lock it at 1080? So now, whether I have it full screen or not, it should look at least decently clear. But it still looks like we're losing some of the detail. Granted, some of that is, I noticed things loading in on the TV screen. Huh. Well, it's not as clear as I would like it to be. I'm pushing at about 4,000 kilobits per second. And I can definitely tell some graininess there. But I guess it is going to have to be what it is. Zero drop frames as of yet, so we'll push it along with 4,000, and I guess we'll just see how it goes, and if we can up it a little later. Because I was pushing 4,500 the other day, and I was still having the occasional drop frame, so I was hoping to get it dialed in so that there were no drop frames, but we'll see how it goes. This should still have, yeah, it's still got a connection deal where it'll show us how many frames we've dropped. Also, I didn't know, but apparently the light root gives you enough light where you can use this to, like, shine light out, so it's pretty neat. So, when I was doing the last stream, and I streamed on Twitch, so this is, the coherency to anybody who watched the last YouTube stream is going to be a little bit off, just because of the fact that, when I streamed the last part of this playthrough, it was on Twitch. So if you want to see how I got to this point from the last point, that was on Twitch. See if I can avoid getting gloomified over here. We got tons of pose. I can use more of these. Can always use more of these. Always. It's never a time where I can't use more of those. Let me say we give the Lizalfos a hard time, because their life's been going too well. Ooh, it's not going to work out for you, is it? I'm going to take his stick. This is not a very high damage monster nest, as it would seem. I got that. That would work. What do I have to get these guys with that's not super... Yeah, that'll work. That worked. That is one of the main annoyances of using a spear, is that you got no shield in the meantime. Give me that Zonite. Throwing spear, huh? I'll take that. So I can drop this and pick that up. It's been a little bit since I've been down here in the depths to get some more Zonite. I could definitely use a bigger battery, so it's good to make a trip down here. I actually came down because on the last stream of my sages, right, because I've done 3 temples, or 3, like, you know, I've done the Zora, the Gerudo, and the Rito now, but Sidon was just like gone, and I didn't notice it, and it had been enough time since playing through, because I hadn't streamed this since a while. I mean, I've done a few streams this year, but it had been long enough since I started the story that I forgot that I actually did the Zora part of the story. And so I forgot that I had Sidon Sage, but he, like, part of the reason I forgot is he just wasn't there. Like, his whole Sage character was just gone. And I didn't really notice. And so then I happened, like, I saw on Link's rings, because of course there's the rings that get populated by like a symbol whenever you dang nabbit, where's the stuff I was just doing? The rings get populated by a symbol whenever you, like, get a new sage. And it's like, wait a second, I have 3 sages, but I only have 2 showing up. And so yeah, just there was no Sidon. And so I looked it up because I tried warping to different places. I tried I think I tried loading a save file. I tried a few things and still no Sidon. And so I looked online and somebody was like, close the game and then reopen it again, and I tried that and it worked. So now I have Sidon back, which is cool, because I mean, I might not use his ability all that often, but still, I mean, it's nice to have it available at least. Look at this punk over here, just laying down, just covered by the gloom, minding his own business as if nothing's wrong. Who does that? Audacity. Yeah, we can do this. Oh yeah, Robo. Where's his health bar? I'll take that. Hinox. I think it was a red Hinox, not the most, but I want it. Flame emitter spear. Now that I'm out of the desert, I mean, I don't really need the flame emitter spear so much. It was handy when there were the Gibdos, because they take elemental application to weaken them. But now that I'm out of the desert and because the sandstorm is over, there'll be a lot less of the Gibdos. So I don't exactly need as many of them. These things are kind of fun, and I hardly ever use them. It's like, let's just use this flower that makes the enemies fight themselves instead of you having to do it. So, I mean, part of the joy of the game is combat, definitely. But it's also kind of nice where like, oh, how about I use this and not have to waste my weapon durability because they'll do it for me. Oh, I was going to do my Duolingo before I started stream. And you know what I didn't do? My Duolingo before I started stream. How did I get gloom? Oh, the time I got attacked. That's why. The, when that bokoblin whacked me. That's how I got that one gloom heart. They added so much more, like, playable area with Tears of the Kingdom, because like they kept the map, you know, largely the same, right? There's some things different, some things, the appearances are a little different and the like, but the map is largely the same between Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. But like adding the depths and the Sky Islands, it's like, wow, there's so much more playable area now. Gotcha. One of the main annoyances with Tulin is just like, I want this thing, whether it be a fairy. Oh, by the way, I gotta get more fairies. Whether it be a fairy or a firefly or, you know, these items that are dropped from a downed monster or something, right? It's like, I want this item. And then you're like gliding down to go get it, and then Tulin's like, hey. And then he ends up blowing it away, and you don't get it, which is not the most ideal. I'm close enough to the light root, I might as well just purify that one gloom heart. I see a campfire over there and a tent. So it has been a little while since I played. I would not be at all surprised if this... The lights... Oh, yeah, researcher especially, yeah. So, if you come over here and you see a person where they don't have a name, it's just their title, right? Researcher, civilian, traveler, stuff like that. And it's not their, like, a first name. It's like a title. 99%, maybe even higher, they're a Yiga. They're just like, they're a Yiga member. It is how it is. It can restore vitality. He's like, you lit up this tree and made it nicer. And I just took issue with that. Huh? Have fun with that. I could probably just let my my underlings take you out. What's it gonna be, friend? Wow, so impressive. So that's one of my tips anyway, is that if you come across somebody and they're like, rather than having a first name, it's just a title of like researcher, traveler, something like that. 99% of the time, if not higher, they're Yiga. I forget if there are any times. What do you want? Tree? Or what claims to be a tree? You want me to share what I just got? I can do that. Wow. Does that feel better? Punks. That's what being unfriendly does to you. Let's see. That's got attack up, which I would rather not waste. Man. Maybe I'm going to have to waste it. Lame. Oh, it doesn't even drop any wood down here? Well, then I'm not going to waste any more durability on it. Just use the rock crusher. Of course, it would help if I was pointed in the right direction when I swung. Is that all? That's all you got? Sun's gonna make you into mincemeat. Is that all you got? Oh my gosh. Sidon. Apparently, I don't know if that did anything. I do have another strategy though. That usually works pretty well. Anybody else? Oh, apparently. Yes, there was somebody else. That'll about do it. Punk. Oh, let's see here. Is it still looking? Dang, nabbit. At least they're going after the sages. The sages can't be harmed. Or something like that. Riju, I need your electrical power. Interesting choice, making it so that you direct your lightning with an arrow. Definitely an interesting choice. I'm gonna get more of those. I never seem to have enough of these, especially when I'm hunting Moldugas. That'll clean you right out of those real fast. Come on, come on. You want to get me, don't you? Act like it. If you want to get me, you better act like it. I don't know if I buy that. Come on. Riju, I need you to pay attention when I hit the button. My turn. That'll fix you. Gloomified. Give me the fireflies. They're fireflies, but they're deeper than regular ones. So deep. So now, let me zoom in on this and see. Man, it really is losing detail. I don't remember it, like, looking that bad even on the Twitch stream, which is curious. Are my settings off or something? Why does it look so blurry? Let me change the bit rate. First, let me check to see how many drop frames. 0 drop frames as of yet, so that's pretty good. Let me go to settings, stream, no wait, output, and we'll up it to 6K and apply. We'll probably start getting some drop frames after doing so, but let's see. Does that look any better? Maybe somewhat. Maybe. Or does it? it looks fuzzier than I would like it to. And I don't know why. Because AV1 is supposed to be like the cure-all for that. Not necessarily the cure-all, but it's supposed to definitely make it better. Yeah, you. That's not mean at all. We prepared for this moment. Come on, Link. You need to actually swing it. He's still making contact. Oh, look at that. One go. Scourge of the depths. Frocks. Got frocked. Let's see if I can't get this without getting permanently... Oh, I got gloomed. It's okay. I'll find a light root. We'll fix it. Probably have enough tickets at the stables now to the point I can just rest up or I could just rest up in a regular bed. I mean, have I been to Akkala yet in this playthrough? I don't remember. Or Akkala? Give me that Zonite. Tooling, you're not helping. When I want you to blow things away, or when I want you to like blow, then you are helping. But right now you're not. I'm going to have to trade Zonite for that stuff that off the top of my head I don't remember the name of. Is that a forge? Which light route did I even go down around? What is that? Oh. It's been so long, I've forgotten where a lot of stuff is. But I kind of like that, because it means I get to kind of explore again. The exploration, the finding things, the meeting different people and stuff like that is one of the great things about this game. Masterpiece of a game. Get wrecked. You know, I was hitting the button to switch weapons, just saying. Is that all you got? Oh, it's not going to work out for you, Chief. Not going to work out the way you wanted it anyway. Oh, strike two. Now we got to switch weapons, but I'm going to get his shield because why wouldn't I get his shield? It's literally right there. All I have to do is take it from him. Oh, strike three. Try and save some durability on my weapons. You can pick it up. It doesn't mean you can work it very well. I can probably... Is that all you got? Go ahead. Yeah. Dang, that's crazy. It's almost like I told you you didn't have a chance from the beginning. Believe me now? Oh, don't worry. I'm sure I can find room in my shield supply. Maybe I'll drop this one because it's almost broken. Rock hammer. I'll pick up that rock hammer. Oh, I'm sure I can manage. No, wait. I'll pick up that rock hammer because it's brand new. Drop this one because it's not brand new. Pick up that one. There, right? We got this. We got this. Explodimacate. Boom. Don't throw it into the gloom. The hay is wrong with you. So many games, it's like, I gotta mine for this or that or the other thing. Minecraft, you gotta mine. Why would a game with mine in the name make you mine for things? Alright, so let's see. It still looks blurry. Why does it look so blurry? Oh, and it's... Gee, Williker. Oh, it's bad blurry. What is the problem? Is it my encoder? I do have some drop frames there. Most definitely. So I'm going to switch to H.264 and just see if it looks better. Because it shouldn't be looking that grainy. That's like... unacceptably grainy. Let me do some switching around here. So I'll stop the stream and then I'll be back on. And I'm back on. So, testing. Testing. No, it still looks about as fuzzy. I don't think the video quality is any better. Why, though? Is it just... does my encoder need a software update or something? Why is it so... it doesn't look great, and it's dropping frames. When I look on OBS, it looks great. Like, nice, super clear, looks amazing. I definitely see we're dropping some frames, which is curious because I don't have the bitrate set all that high. But I look over here, it says excellent connection. And it looks fuzzier. It looks even fuzzier than it did when I was streaming on Twitch the other night. And I don't know why. I can still see what's going on. I might have to check to see. And just like, I don't know, maybe I need to update the drivers for my GPU or something for my encoder. The the stream's current bit rate is higher than the recommended bit rate. We recommended it. Recommend 10409. Well, I mean, it's not pushing 10409 all the time. It's set at 6000. Oh, this is why I need to work with my streaming settings. Oh, it is set at 10,000. Why is it set at 10,000? That's probably why it's dropping frames. But I set it. There. 4,500. So we're at 698 drop frames. I did set it at 10,000 earlier. I think because, one, I wanted to see if I could. But that was when I was sending H.264 to YouTube last. And so when I switched it back over to H.264, it must have just carried the settings over. But if it was able to carry... If it was able to carry that much bandwidth over, it should have done just fine. I don't know why the picture quality just looks not very good. It looks like super blurry. And I don't like that. Wonder if does OBS need an update or something? Like, I know there's one available. Okay, so I wonder if is it OBS? Let me do just a wee little bit of looking up here. So if I go blurry video. Downscaling, lower FPS, changing the encoder. Let's see what we can find here. I'm seeing that, let's see, this is normal as YouTube will always recompress the video, send as high of a bitrate as possible to minimize recompression loss. That kind of ends there. YouTube gaming, got a new GPU. Jeez, I'm looking at maybe my situation's not so bad. Some of the people posting stuff in these, like in the health forums or the help forums, are like, I got 915 megabits per second, 915 megabits download and 945 upload, and it's like, man, wouldn't that be nice? 4K, that didn't change anything. Tried the AV1, HEVC, H.264. Did some recordings as well. Because it looks nice and super clear in OBS. I look on my TV because I have a capture card where it's got an output so I can play it on my TV, which I like, you know, because it's a nice big OLED TV, nice colors and everything like that. And I look on OBS and it looks super clear, right? Not quite as good as on my TV, but more than ample, right? It looks amazing. So I don't think the problem is my capture card, because my capture card looks fine. And when I sent it to Twitch, when I was streaming yesterday on Twitch, no, not yesterday, the day beforehand. When I was streaming the day before yesterday on Twitch, it looked golden, looked fine, no problem whatsoever. But when I look on YouTube, it looks ever so grainy. Right? I can still make out the letters and the numbers, right? But dang nabbit, I was going over there and we were getting some drop frames, which might, when I saw the drop frames and I saw it get super blocky and everything like that, that might have been because it was set at 10,000 kilobits and the internet connection just wasn't keeping up with it. Yeah, if it sits nice and still, it's not a problem. So is it a compression issue thing? Because YouTube does their own transcoding. And that is set to 1080. YouTube does their own transcoding. So it could be just when they recompress it, it just looks awful. Yeah, it doesn't look good. It looks worse than it did yesterday with 264 on Twitch at 4500. Okay, so I'm going to try one more thing. I'm going to switch the encoder to X264. So when I have it encoded NVENC off of my GPU, I'm using the graphics card hardware to encode the video. If I switch it to X264, then I'd be using the processor. So at least then if it starts looking great with X264, then I can rule, you know, maybe I need to update the drivers on my graphics card. But I don't know if it's going to make it look all that better. So I'm going to stop the stream, change the settings, and then restart. And we're back live again. So I've kicked the bitrate up to 6,000, which should be at the very least enough to make it look halfway decent, right? It should be looking better than it was. 6,000 kilobits per second, X264, so my processor is doing the encoding rather than my GPU. If I were to take a look at, where is my stats? There we go. CPU usage 4.2%. I've got a pretty decent CPU, so shouldn't be any problem with the CPU like at all. Total data output, bitrate 6178. All should be good there. Right, 4.5%. If I do a little bit of movement, it might kick the usage up a little bit. 8.4%, 9.1%, 8.3%. Let me check what, because you can set different levels of quality. Output. Oh, it's set to very fast. Let's set it to medium. Yeah. And then let's check stats. Now what's our CPU usage? CPU usage. 7.4, 7.2. 8%, 7.8. So it's looking pretty clear on OBS still here. I'm not seeing any dropped, lagged, or skip frames. Now, if I go to YouTube to take a look at it, how does that look? Just as grainy or better? It's easily just as grainy. Maybe the problem's just YouTube. Which is curious. YouTube has the benefit that you can send it a much higher bit rate, but maybe you end up having to. Maybe it's like if you don't send them high bit rate to begin with, the video is just going to look like ass. I've broadcasted 720p video to Twitch that looked better than this. I see like how fuzzy it's getting, which bothers me, especially because I was looking to potentially make the move to YouTube from Twitch. And I still can with recordings, but you know, it might be that I stream on Twitch and upload on YouTube. I mean, granted, you can multi-stream, you can do both, but my internet is kind of limited, and I was kind of hoping that like YouTube would be the magic bullet, because I can upload in AV1, which is a more efficient codec, so basically get better video quality with a lower bit rate. But it is seeming like maybe YouTube is not the magic bullet that I was hoping for, because it's still pretty dang blurry, even with X264. Let me check here. We do have a few drop frames from the network. If I go view stats, I do see drop frames there. CPU usage is fine. My CPU can handle encoding easy. Even my old laptop used to be able to handle the encoding just off of the CPU, no problem. No drop frames, but that's from the internet connection. Curiouser and curiouser. I'm gonna do a little bit more searching just in case there's some like super simple thing, which would be great. There's somebody here talking about how they streamed at 51 megabits per second, which is insane. I don't think I've ever seen my number that high, because my upload speed varies a lot. My download speed is well over that, but my upload speed's nowhere close, usually. 8,000. Jeez, people talking about 800 megabits per second, like upload speed. That's insane. Somebody's here is talking about that they had better quality with a different encoding software, so one different than OBS. But I don't get why it doesn't look so good, because it looks fine on Twitch. Users are reporting. Well, that's for videos. Huh. I want to know why NVENC H.264, because we've tried H.264, we've tried AV1. I might have tried H.265 at some point. So we've tried 3 different codecs. We've tried NVENC, so using the GPU, and we've tried X264. We've tried playing around. The bit rate was even up to 10,000 at one point, and 10,000 kilobits per second at one point, and it was still not very good looking. Keyframe interval 2. Preset P7, slowest best quality. GPU. YouTube has really bad compression for 1080p. To get better YouTube compression, you should stream at 1440p. But that was 2 years ago. And it's the same VP9, I think, whether you go 1080 or 1440. Can I switch my encoder settings to that? Let me see real quick let me end the stream here real quick and see what I can figure out. I might be back on, I might not, but I'm trying to change some settings here and get things more better.